Welcome to FPL Selection. Today we'll see how the team is shaping up for Game Week 30, but first a quick look at how we got on in Game Week 29. A total score of 53 points, just outside the top 1400. Not much to report really on this week. It was quite a low scoring week for most of the team and quite a lot of players blanked this week. And did end up wildcarding. It seemed like a good idea to prepare the team for the next few weeks. And like I said, I was sort of going to free hit quite a similar team. And then I saw that I was going to want quite a few of those players going forward. So yeah, for my team, it certainly made sense. And then I'm going to save the free hit for either Game Week 33 or 34. And that still sort of looks up in the air at the moment as well, following the FA Cup fixtures. So I'm going to just keep flexible with that and see where the team ends up in the next couple of weeks. And then I can decide whether it's better to free hit in 33 or 34. So the wild card, the one real frustration was I did have Milenkovic in as my Forest defender and decided to take him out right at the last minute just to save a little bit of budget, because I realised I probably was going to bench him for most of the rest of the season. And yeah, brought in Williams instead, which obviously was a 10-point difference. So bit frustrating there, but yeah, you can't really foresee a defender like that scoring big, so yeah, it's a bit unlucky there to maybe overthink that one a little bit. Those top scorers this week were Kirkes with 4 points. He got an assist there, which is nice to see going forwards. Nice attack and return for a defender. Gabriel had the clean sheet, but he did get a booking in that game, so no bonus for him. And then obviously the star of the week, Bruno Fernandes, captain, 34 points. Yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant for United. Dragged us through. We've no idea where we'd be without him. And yeah, for me it was like he just had to be in for this game. And yeah, really happy that I brought him in and captained him. It's obviously saved my game week really. So let's quickly move on then, and let's take a look at Game Week 30. So I've only got the one free transfer. I think I'm definitely going to bring Mateta in. And that was the general plan before the Chris Wood injury anyway. Was bringing him in for the Southampton game and then ready for the double in 32. To be honest, I would have kept him if I had space in my squad, but so I was trying to get the 11 players out in the previous week. So yeah, this was a planned transfer, and obviously the injury to Wood makes it a lot easier as well. So yeah, that's definitely going to happen this week. I am potentially looking at getting another Palace player in, maybe Eze or Sarr, but I really haven't thought that one through yet. It's just I might want them for the doubles in 32 and 33. So I'm going to take a look at that. Potentially Semenyo would go out for Eze or Sarr. So yeah, I'm going to give that one a little bit more thought until the deadline, but yeah, it would be a -4, so yeah, it's going to take a little bit of thought there, but yeah, definitely Mateta in for me this week. And see how I'm feeling close to the deadline if I want to take a hit. So looking at the defence for this week, I've got Nick Pope in goal. Newcastle at home to Brentford this week. I did have Henderson in my drafts for most of the sort of time I was considering the wildcard and free hit. But then I sort of looked ahead to the future fixtures and I realised probably wasn't going to want a double up on the Palace defence, and didn't have any Newcastle defenders, and I really wanted to have Kirkes, Gabriel and Munoz for most of the rest of the season, so it seemed to make sense just to bring a Newcastle defender in, and Pope as the goalkeeper meant I could keep the other three and play them every week. Be interesting to see how they play now after the Carabao Cup win. Some teams that can sort of end their season, they've done their bit for the year, they've won the trophy, and but they've still got the Champions League places to play for, so hopefully they've got back into focus again. And yeah, I think Newcastle got some decent fixtures, and yeah, you'd always fancy them for a clean sheet at home, so yeah, we'll see where we go with that one. And Kirkes is at home to Ipswich. I think that's going to be a very good fixture attacking wise for Bournemouth. Obviously, they had the cup game at the weekend, so maybe the short turnaround, there might be some tired legs, but Kirk has missed the cup game through suspension, so he should be nice and fresh, and yeah, he's looked really attacking, so potential there for attacking returns as well as a clean sheet. And Gabriel's at home to Fulham. Obviously, Fulham had their cup game at the weekend as well, so you'd like to think at home, a bit fresher as well. Arsenal, they'd fancy themselves for a clean sheet there. And Gabriel's definitely overdue a goal as well from a corner or something, so yeah, I'm quite bullish there on Gabriel. Munoz is away to Southampton. That's definitely the money fixture here for Crystal Palace, especially they got the double coming up in a couple of weeks as well. So I'm very happy to have him in the side, and he's just so attacking. Showed it again in the Cup quarter-final on Saturday. He just loves to get forward, and he's always in and around the box. So yeah, plenty of potential there for clean sheet and attacking returns for Munoz. Salah is at home to Everton. Now, he did get the returns in the reverse fixture, but he has looked quite quiet in the last few games that I've seen of Liverpool. I mean, he is always a moments player. He's not someone that's going to sort of dominate a game and have the most touches and passes and things, but yeah, he just hasn't really had as many chances in the last few games, especially in that cup final as well. He was quite quiet, so you'd certainly back him to turn that around, and he's always been, you know, one of those players that he just has one bad game and then suddenly he's going to explode the next, and we've seen this season how consistent he's been, so yeah, you can guarantee he's going to want to put it right. And Ramadan has now finished, I understand, so you know, maybe if that's had an effect on him the last few weeks, he should be well fed and ready for this one. Not sure I'm going to captain him yet. I'll talk about that a bit more in a moment, but he's in the consideration, but I'm not sure he's my favourite option for this week. But yeah, there's a bit of thought to go into the captaincy, so I think it's quite open this week. Then I've got the two Bournemouth midfielders, Kluivert and Semenyo, against Ipswich at home. Now both did play, I think they played the full game against City on Sunday, so it is quite a short turnaround, so I'm a little bit worried Bournemouth might be a little bit leggy for that one. They certainly had a good first half and then sort of faded away in the second, but I mean, City, when they do play well, you know, it's always a difficult team to play against, so yeah, I'm not going to count that against them too much. But yeah, I'm not so sure on that double up now after seeing that and the short turnaround. So in hindsight, I think maybe that was something I should have looked at a bit more close in terms of the turnaround. But I mean, the quality gap is there, and if they can sort of turn on that press, you know, the quality difference in the players from them in Ipswich, you'd like to think they're going to get some chances. And Semenyo certainly drew a goal, and Kluivert, again, whether he got the goal or the assist for the Bournemouth goal, he still looked very sharp and creative. So yeah, Kluivert certainly won't be going anywhere, but Semenyo, yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching closely, see how he gets on. And Bruno Fernandes is away to Forest. Now, I treat this as a very tough fixture generally. It's Forest away, they're going to always be tight, break down, and yeah, it's the sort of short turnaround though from the cup game. Potentially could be a little bit leggy. Maybe they'll rotate the side a little bit more. But form Fernandes is in at the moment. You'd back him to score in every game, get assists in every game. You know, he's just, without him, United would be nowhere. So he's the main man. He's getting the goals and assists recently. So yeah, even though it's going to be a tough game, and I don't expect there to be loads of goals, you'd certainly be, you know, confident that Fernandes is going to get some chances, or he's going to create some chances for others. And you know, if they can take them, there's points on offer there. And Palmer is at home to Tottenham. It's a great fixture for attackers, I think. Spurs always is. Certainly a Chelsea-Tottenham game as well. You know, the rivalry and everything is always going to be that extra incentive. And Palmer certainly is obviously trying to get his form back, and certainly hasn't scored for a few games now, and didn't look so great in the last game, but he was ill apparently for that game, and then he missed the previous match. Can't remember who that was against now actually, but yeah, it's still not 100% that he's going to be back for this one, but I'm not going to transfer him out. I'm going to keep him there and just let the bench come into play if needed. But yeah, if there's a game for him to turn it around, Spurs at home could be a nice one. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping him for at least another few weeks. See if he can turn it around. And moving on to the forwards, Isak is at home to Brentford. Again, looked really great in the Carabao Cup final. And for me, still, he's the best striker in the league. On his day, he can score against anybody. And yeah, hopefully he's had a nice little rest now and be fit for the run-in. And yeah, you'd have to back him in a home game. So yeah, obviously very happy to have him. And at the moment, Chris Wood, Man United at home, it does look like he potentially will miss the game. He has a hip issue from playing for New Zealand. But I think it's likely I'm probably going to move in Mateta anyway. So it's probably going to be Mateta away at Southampton, which obviously is a plum fixture. And yeah, we'd expect a couple of returns there from Mateta if Palace can play to their level. So as I said earlier, captaincy this week I think is very open. I mean, Salah's always one of the main choices. Home game, Everton. Been on a bit of a lean period for him, so yeah, you can see him turning that round. Might be a good shout. Palmer, if he's deemed fit, Spurs at home could be a great fixture for him to turn it round. That might be a little bit more risky, but could be a nice little game to be had there. I think Kluivert at home to Ipswich would be a nice shout. I think for me though, just a quick turnaround now, I just think he might end up only playing 60-70 minutes, and yeah, it'd be difficult to see, if they can keep a high level, energy level anyway for Bournemouth after the quick turnaround from the cup game. Isak home against Brentford might be a nice captaincy shout, and of course Mateta away at Southampton, probably the best fixture this week. It's going to take a bit of thought. I think for me at the moment it's probably going to be Salah or Mateta. Probably what I'm leaning towards at the moment. Probably Salah, just when I'm unsure, it's probably best to go with the main man, but it is near the end of the season. We're in game week 30. I think sometimes 37 and 38 can be very difficult to predict, so maybe now is the time to take the risks, try and get in front, and then see where we end up. But yeah, that's going to be one for the deadline, I think. Do a bit more research there and see where we end up. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.